All right, everybody, welcome back to the Titans table for two in the two-tone blue. That's Andrew,
That's Mike.
That's Christian.
and we're coming at you with the latest Titans news this week. Here in just a minute, coming up next. All right, everybody, like, share, subscribe. Check out the CPN Curtis Podcast Network for any of your favorite teams around the league, any sport, any team. We're trying to come at you every Friday with the Titans' latest news until the season starts, and we're going to get into some more free agency and draft news. A little bit slower week this week than it was last week. But before we do that, Andrew, you got a little bit of league news in general you want to start us off with?
Yeah, I think a really cool one was Jameis Winston going to the Giants. I think we were all wondering where Jameis was going to go. Man,
Yeah, saw that right before we got
I
on.
think
Yeah.
in America, one thing we can agree on is that we all love Jameis Winston.
Give the champions punch because he's too fat to stop me. He start doing this. I said champions punch right in his face. Yeah. 180. What's that? Hot. Turbo. What's that? Somebody jump on sides. Damn.
So, Jameis Winston, with Brandon Cooks went back
He
to the
aight.
States.
Yeah.
He's a funny dude, man.
I've grown to like him more. I didn't used to be a
Yeah,
fan,
yeah,
man. I was really happy when we took Mariota that year, honestly.
Yeah.
And that worked out how it did for both of those teams. But yeah, Jameis, funny guy, man.
hilarious. Um, and then Brandon Cooks going back to New Orleans where it all started, man.
Yep.
He's been on just about every team in the league, and now he's back
Pretty
in
much,
New
yeah.
Orleans.
Except the Titans.
What else happened out there, Mike? Jerome Baker went to the Browns.
Yeah.
Tyler Conklin went to the Chargers. Cam Robinson went to the Texans, which, according to Jags fans, he's horrible. So I'm all for that.
That's terrible.
Dolphins trading around crappy
Jags
players.
are
We'll
in
be happy
desperate
about
need.
it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Line help.
So, but yeah, all over the place for sure. Nothing. I mean, still waiting on Rodgers. I think he visited the Steelers today. So,
Yeah. Still waiting on Rodgers.
That's still the big domino to fall, I think.
Yeah, I was expecting, maybe Pittsburgh to be the landing spot, but then more and more I'm seeing people talk about the Vikings, man.
And the options are getting limited for him.
Mhm.
He's going to have to make a decision on retirement, or
Mhm.
it's pointing towards the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then a couple things maybe regarding the Titans.
in there.
Chidobe Awuzie, obviously last week, as soon as we got done
Yeah.
dropping our video, the next day we heard that news. Saved the Titans a little bit of money, not as much this year, more next year.
As we said in the video last week, the cornerback's not a position of need, which I don't necessarily think it's a position of need still. But
That's the worst part about this time of year recording is it's going to make you look stupid a few times. And I don't feel bad about that. It happens to the best of us this time of year. So, I mean, nobody in their right mind would have thought that cornerback was a topic of discussion before.
When you look at you called the Harold Landry thing and then this. So it's like, hey,
Yeah.
if you're batting 50% in this business, I think you're doing all right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so
I think it's good timing also. I mean, we know we're in a rebuild stage as much as we don't want to admit it. But we've got a little bit of extra salary cap. We can take that hit right now. It obviously didn't work out with the 1 year and the injuries relating to that as well. And we do have a little bit of depth. So get those younger guys more reps.
If anything makes sense for all their signings that come together, it's durability. Like these guys have played a lot of football. They don't get injured, and that's just one thing Chidobe Awuzie has been his whole career is injured.
A lot of short-term deals and a lot of durable guys that play a lot of games.
So there's definitely a method to what they're doing for sure. So yeah, Chidobe. And then I think they re-signed Julius Chestnut, which I mean I think anytime you have an undrafted guy that sticks around this long, it becomes like a semi-fan favorite. for sure.
Yeah, and just to touch on what you said there a minute ago, that's kind of nice and refreshing as a Titans fan. I feel like we touched on this. I may sound like a broken record, just to kind of understand sort of what's going on and not kind of constantly have the mirrors and smoke in front of you. As much as we love Vrabel, and I don't mean to keep going back to that. It's just people don't need to understand how nice it is, I guess, as a Titans fan to kind of have a clear message and a clear idea of where everything's are going. And yeah, Julius Chestnut re-signed. I don't have the numbers on that, but
I'm sure like probably league minimum.
Yeah, probably something like that. And then the other one we signed was a Lorenzo Carter. Another one I can't find the numbers on necessarily. We looked another short deal though, I think.
But yeah, that's just really a depth piece. Probably get a little special teams action out of him too. Nothing that really strikes fear into offense.
He did come from Georgia, but like you said, he's going to be that depth piece. Another special teamers. Chestnut's a great special teams player as well.
Hey, Jonathan Kelly in the chat. What up?
What's up, JP?
What up, man?
Yeah, depth piece.
Tell big brother I said what's up.
It's going to be slow right now. I think you might see one or two more signings before the draft. I think at this point you're really going to see what you hit in the draft and then fill in the rest of those holes. I know we'd love to bring in another edge rusher, another receiver, but I think the team's going to wait and see who they can get in the draft. And then you go get, like, say you don't get the receiver you wanted, like the guys you wanted fell out from before you. Then you might go get a Keenan Allen or something like that to fill that hole. But I mean, you could see one of those guys picked up as it gets close to the draft, just because they're like, oh, we know we're gonna go edge in the second, Restrepo is not gonna fall to us in the fourth, so maybe we need somebody just in case. But yeah, this is a slow time. It's gonna be a lot of like pro days and he said, she said kind of stuff going on right now for sure.
Yeah. I think we're at that point too, right? Where like a lot of those big, we're sifting through the free agency a lot as we're getting to a point where it's going to be a hold up like that on a lot of these moves. Like you said,
a lot of those special teamers start getting signed.
Yeah, and the draft is going to happen, and then we'll see some more dominoes fall after that. But that other big domino in the middle of it's got to fall, which is the draft, and we'll see some more movement. I'm sure after that's kind of going to be slow moving. I think between now and the draft.
Absolutely. And I mean, we're just about right at a month and 3 days away from the draft.
You got a lot of pro days coming up.
A lot of pro days.
Miami's is next week, I believe.
I believe Colorado falls. Well, they're doing a Big 12 pro day.
I thought that was
they're doing
it next week.
I think that is next week.
It's all coming. I think it might be this weekend, actually.
Is it this weekend or next weekend?
I think it's like this weekend. I'll pull up pro days. Just a second. Colorado Pro Day. But yeah, they're doing like that's the first time I had ever seen that. But they're making it like
it's almost like an invitational camp.
Yeah,
yeah.
Are gonna be there.
I hadn't heard of anything like that myself.
It looks like it happened today. From the Colorado players, this is 18 hours ago. So I guess
you pull it up if you want to, man.
Yeah, share my screen. You I have no clue. Was the other day, I think. Yeah, there's JP talking about it. I think it was like a 3 or 4 day thing. It wasn't just like a 1 day.
No,
like it was almost like a Big 12 combine.
Yeah, they had select teams each day, but it was like a 4-day event.
Is that all they had? Did Shador and Travis Hunter not do anything?
I think Colorado was scheduled on the back end of it, I believe.
So Colorado's in-house CU football showcase is scheduled for April 4th. Is that so? It's the second. They did do one last year. Okay. What's the CU football showcase? I've never heard of that either. It's not like that. Deion's doing all kinds of things. They think they're about to have that live spring game against another team too. Shiloh.
Did JP? Did he say the pro day already happened? Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said the Big 12 Pro Day was the other day. I think
Okay.
Nice.
It's hard for me to keep up with a lot of those, man. I mean, there's so many of them sometimes, and there's so much going on. You know, I just I was like y'all. I thought it was still coming up myself.
I think it was this week. I think it was like the 18th through the 21st or something.
Okay.
I'm guessing not a lot of news came out of it though, because I mean, I feel like I would have heard of Travis Hunter ran. He said, I think that so he's saying JP's saying the CU football showcase is their pro day. It's gonna be so that'll be where like Shador throws and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, that's where. Okay.
I'm guessing
We'll see. Okay.
That makes sense. Okay. But Miami pro day is coming up, I believe, next week too.
And that seems to be where most of the interest is, though, right? I mean,
it's going to be those two for sure.
It almost seems consensus that the Titans are taking Cam Ward, man.
Yeah, it said 18th to the 21st, so I was right on that. But it sounds like maybe Colorado's doing their own thing on the NFL Network.
Okay.
We're on the 21st. So I know Miami is 24th. So I believe that's Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Monday.
Yeah, it is Monday.
Miami. And I know unless something's changed, last I heard Cam Ward is throwing at the pro day.
Okay.
So that would be good to have.